So this is essentially a story time video about my experience traveling. Now, I have been traveling for the last 5 months with my boo, with my partner. He's been great. He's a proper, the airport moms. He's like an airport mom. So he makes sure we have everything. I have my I have my passport. I have my everything is always in place. So I was taking this flight by myself, which obviously I've done. I used to travel a lot for uni, so I've traveled before. But you can get codependent on your partner. So for me, I didn't even realize how much I needed this man, because the second he left me at the immigration for Singapore, things started going awry. Okay? So in Singapore, they have they don't have immigration guys. It's just a machine. So it's just a machine. You scan your passport, tick. You take a picture, tick, and you walk right through. I said bye to him. I was like, see ya. See you later. I'm seeing him in like 3 days. So this happened yesterday. So I'm like, cool. Life is good. I'm an independent girl. I got my passport in my fanny pack. I got everything that I need. All right. At the first thing you go to is security. In Singapore, you don't even have to remove your laptop. Wow. Wow. Amazing. So I put my fanny pack and then I also put my suitcase. Now, already when I lifted that suitcase, I was like, this suitcase is actually kidogo heavy. Also, before I continue, I know that I only have one earring. I am very much aware. So I don't want to hear about it. And it actually pertains to this story, but we'll get to that. So I've put my stuff on and it's going through the conveyor. I've gone through, click, click, nothing. I'm good. Then how it works is the conveyor goes like, and then there's 2 lanes. It can either go back to you or like straight in for manual checking. So not 5 seconds since I've left my boo. I never get manually checked when I'm with him. My stuff just, the first fanny pack goes like, I'm like, cool. And the second, then my suitcase, my white suitcase that has everything that I own in my life, goes boop, all in the other lane. And I'm like, bro, did I forget to remove that apple? Did I forget that I'm El Chapo? Or what? Anyway, so I go into the security. It actually is really fine. She's just like, oh, open it up a little bit. She's like, all right, cool, you're good. I'm like, fantastic. I pick my bag. Okay, now I'm heading to the gate. But my other set of anxiety comes over me, which is the fact that my bag is a little linsy bit overweight than what the airline allows. So I was a bit anxious about that. But that whole like bloop bloop situation made me forget about what I was really anxious about in the first place, which was my overweight, the little suitcase. So I'm just so happy to be past security. I go straight to the gate. This is at like, let's say 11:20 a.m. My flight leaves at 12:10. When I get to the gate, there's a bunch of people there, all sitting around. So there wasn't really much place to sit except at the front that had priority. Now, my brain had completely forgotten about my anxiety. And I sit at the priority because I was like, you know what? There's no old people, there's no pregnant people. Like, I can take space. Once somebody who needs it comes, they can, but nobody was sitting on that priority place. But I was like, I'm going to take up space. I know that we tend as Black people to not try to take space, and I'm going to take the space that I'm going to take. That was my mistake number 1, I'll tell you. So I sit down. All of 2 minutes later, I just see the lady from the airline coming. She pulls up and she's like,
hey, we need to check in your luggage. The flight is full, so we need to check in your luggage.
I said, what do you mean though? I'm there just by myself at the priority place being told
we need to check in your luggage.
So I'm like, I had to think fast and I'm like, what do you mean though? She's like,
no, we have to check in your luggage. Actually have this weighing scale. We have a policy that it has to be below 8 kilograms.
So I'm like, where did you get that scale from, lady? Where's the scale coming from? Why is this getting aggressive? So she's like, then she weighs the bag, and I'm gonna tell you something. I was like 4 kilos overweight. But I know why. I had, okay, in my bag, there's four items that just ruined my life. My clothes and everything, like I said, tiny little things. Like I don't have much. My laptop is really heavy. I'm also reading a book called The Artist Way that I highly recommend if you're a creative or somebody looking to go through creative recovery. It's what Dochi's been using. It's a great book, but I have that in the physical copy. And then I have a hardcover journal that I've been using every day, and it's almost like running out of pages. So I bought another one. Now those four items, they weigh they weigh too much. They weigh way too much. And so I was like, my laptop is in there. You can check in my bag when it has a laptop. You think about it.
So no, wait, we just have to check.
And I'm like, also, I have medicine in there. And I need to have my medicine with me all the time. I had Panadol in there, but it's still medicine, and I maybe was gonna get a headache, so I wasn't technically lying, but yeah, I was stretching. Anyway, she was like,
No, it's policy.
so I was like, "What? Bet." Then I told her, "Please allow me to rearrange my stuff," because I was like, "I'm gonna wear all my stuff." You don't know me. I'm about to wear all my 2 pairs of pants, my shorts, and all my shirts. I'm about to wear 4 kgs on my body. Because if I was 4 kgs more heavy, you wouldn't have been trying to check me in. Anyway, so the lady, I think she got drunk on power because immediately she was
Like, aha!
so she started going to the other people. And I was like, this is my chance. Okay, so I looked across from me and I saw a bathroom. And I was like, I need to go into that bathroom somehow because I just need to disappear from here. Like, me trying to be visible, trying to be all that is what has caused me to be in these problems. So when she was just there talking to the other guys, I just took my little suitcase, took my little fanny pack, and boom, straight into the bathroom. First of all, the bathrooms in the Singapore airport, they're like little luxury hotels. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to hang out here until my flight. Like, no cap, I'm gonna hang out here until my flight because ain't no way I don't wanna pay. And let me tell you why I didn't wanna check in my bag. In February, I checked in my bag. I used to have a little pink suitcase. I don't know if you remember from my other video, 7 things you need to know before you travel to Kuala Lumpur about the Air Asia flight. Please check it out. I had a pink suitcase in that one, and now I have a white one. You know why? Because I checked in that pink suitcase, and it came back without a wheel. So I was saying, hey, never again. I had just bought the suitcase. I spent some cash on it. You know what I'm saying? I even had that little laptop flap that causes it to be so much more heavy. Anyway, that's the reason I didn't want to check it in. So it was because the check-in was technically free over there at the boarding gate. That's how they do it. And these airlines are actually being so rude with this whole process of like the weighing thing because they act like people when they travel don't need clothes and don't need stuff. Like all of a sudden the restrictions are insane. But anyway, so that's why I didn't want to check. So that's why I was in the bathroom. I entered one of the stalls. The stall was like the size of this house, essentially. It was big. I like close the flap and I'm chilling and I'm like, OMG, I'm in a bit of a situation. So I was like now thinking, okay, critically, okay, cool. So she's seen you. I think I was even in this outfit. She's seen you. So I was thinking, okay, I felt like I had 3 options. Option number 1, to just check it in. Number 2, pay the fee. Option number 3 was to take out my 4 things, those like my laptop, my 2 journals, and my artist way, and essentially hold it in my hand and then have them weigh my carry-on. Again, it was gonna look ridiculous, and clearly that's what I would be doing. And the 4th option, which I guess I think was the one that actually worked, was to just sit in this little stall and pray to the Almighty to help me get through this. So I was like, I tried to hold the stuff in my hand. I'm in the stall. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, cool. I'm rearranging. Again, it was a pretty nice stall. I don't know what to say. It was a pretty nice stall. So I'm looking around at my stuff. I'm like, there's nothing here that can actually be lighter. I tried to like stuff my microphone gear and like my tripod. That stuff this doesn't weigh anything. So 11:45 comes around and I'm like, okay, let me go out and just peep. I'm going with number 4 and number 3, which was wait until everybody's boarding and pray to God. So I have a plain jacket. So let me show you. I have this guy. It's a very light thermal sweater that I wear in the plane because it gets cold. So I wore this because I was like, maybe who she remembers was in a white shirt, and now we're a different person. And if you think we're the same person, that's so that was my thought process. So I wore this. I got strapped. I was like, okay. And my suitcase is really white. It has a suitcase cover. So I put a suitcase cover on it so that I'm just a different person who has not been weighed. I got on the line. It was finally boarding time. I got on the line. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Finally get to the counter. Tick! I'm in. Oh, the relief. The relief. I walk right into the plane. I see all the rest of the baggages of all the people who got caught. I was like, not today, not me. I enter the plane. Now, the last part about this, second last, because I need to tell you about where my earring went. The second last part of this was also, I have the upper body strength of an 8-year-old. And that has to change in 2025. I am making this commitment on camera. I need to get stronger because 11 kilograms, trying to lift 11 kilograms above. Even when I think about it now, I just feel like I'm traumatized. Because I was scared that like one of the air hostesses is going to try to lift it and be like,
oh, ma'am, did you pay for this? Or what?
you know? So I need to get my upper body strength up. Anyway, so I'm in the plane. I'm just like, my seat number is 39, which is like basically the end of the plane. So I'm just like so stressed. I'm like, will this bag really fit? I'm so scared that I would like try to lift it and then it just falls on a passenger. Oh my God. Anyway, I get to the end where my seat is and a lady is there, one of the air hostesses. And so she's like, oh, what's your seat number? I'm like, this. So she can put the bag here. And I go to lift it and she reaches her hand over and she helps me lift it. And so I'm taking a lot of the weight so she doesn't think it's super heavy, but that little help really helped. But I can't always have a little woman helping me put my stuff up. I need to start doing push-ups. So I got into the flight and I was so happy. I was like so relieved. I'm like, I'm going to Kuala Lumpur and I didn't have to pay a cent. This is the best. So we take off. I'm chilling. And then when we land, I'm like, oh, I need to wait until the very, very last minute so that as I take out my bag, because it's really heavy and it might fall, it doesn't hit anyone. So that was my thought process. So I'm just waiting, and as I'm waiting, I was like playing with my ear, and I like took my earring out like this, boop, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, I really like this earring. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I should disinfect it, because I was like, oh, I've worn it for a while. And then I just did like, boop, and it flipped off of me right into the middle of the, into like somewhere under the carpet of the plane. So I'm there with my little torch, just trying to look for it. I'm looking for it. I can't find it. And I should have looked a little bit harder. I realize now that I think I have some level of social anxiety because I was like, oh, the plane people are going to think I'm weird or whatever. And I want to work on that stuff. Like, I need to work on being independent, being not afraid to like, yeah, I should have looked for it because I really love these earrings. And now I don't have an earring. And this is, I think I'm going to keep it to remind myself that I need to be less anxious because I think it's an anxiety thing. And why am I even usually anxious? I don't know. That is my story as to why I have one earring and my travel story. The moral of the story for me is number one, there's a God. And he's looking down on you. Because I felt like that's true. It happened for me. It's number one. Number two is I need to I need to get jacked. I need to get jacked. That's number two. I need to get jacked, and I need to figure out. I just need to figure out how, because I've been walking a lot, and walking a lot has been really helpful for my legs, overall fitness and legs. But what is the equivalent of walking for hands? You know what I'm saying? What is the equivalent of walking for hands? I would love to know. So that's two. And then number three is, yeah, to just be a little bit less anxious of like taking up space, especially by myself. Like, one thing that I really admire about my partner is like he's just so free. Like, he doesn't mind sending food back. He doesn't mind. Like right now, I have a bunch of laundry to do. What is it called? The hotel that we're staying at has laundry. It's self laundry things vibes, and I've just been so anxious to go down and do it. And I feel like I'm back in uni because I remember like going down and just, I'm just sometimes anxious, and I don't know if this anxiety makes sense. Like I'm actually like a big girl now, and I don't know where this anxiety stems from, and I don't know how to, but I'm going to address it. And especially now that I'm traveling a lot, like I think maybe I was so much more comfortable at home and not so comfortable among other people. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's something I want to work on and be better at. That's it for today's video. It was a bit random and impromptu and all over the place, but I wanted to put something out so that you guys can know Wagwan, Wagwizi, and yeah, that's all from me. Thank you if you've gotten to the end of this video. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.